Oh boy, I ain't gonna come here playing and giggling and pooting around now. I ain't playing, I ain't laughing, I ain't jigging around, I ain't dancing. Nothing's funny. It's funny to get serious. Sipping on that gin and juice. Sipping on that gin and juice. Sipping on that gin and juice. Y'all, look, it's funny to get real. Trump is detailing his second term agenda. And they this is finna get real, and I believe this is finna be this video we're finna get into this interview. Simple, common sense. You know, I can look at this. Look, energy independence, lower taxes, cheaper food, strong military, law and order, higher employment. All sounds like common sense. And so Trump reveals what killed America as well. This is going to be a good little segment from what we're going to get into. So make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Let me get a sip of this gin and juice. Whoa, that tastes like moonshine. That's that cinnamon apple delight caramel moonshine right there. See, y'all ain't never heard that right there. A little chocolate in there too. I can taste that little chocolate in there. Strong right there. Strong moonshine right there, baby. And I tell you, to have a cup like this, you need to have something strong in a cup like that, man. That's a fight cup right there, man. Because we are in a fight to get our country back, man. America isn't America anymore, y'all. Common sense is far, far gone. Far, far gone, man. But I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. For real. You never know what somebody's going through in these times that we're living in, y'all. I'll be real with you. You know, and one thing I like what Trump said last night in the rally, man. People got to get up off their. You know, they're just getting a check, man. But you know, you get what you vote for. You see what's happening now. It's a lot of DEI. A lot of didn't earn it individuals. A lot of unqualified, not qualified people getting a check. Getting a check. Nothing's being done. Then you look at the ticket that's running again. These last 3.5, 4 years. Failures. Failed the American people. Policies that put the American people last. So let's go and get into it. Enough of me preaching. I can preach all day. I can talk all day. It's common sense. You know, common sense, man. Let's jump in, baby.
Going to have more jobs and we
Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, this is going to get good.
Tell us about your policy plans and how they will impact the lives of American citizens.
So we're going to have more jobs than we've ever had. Look, we had that. Nobody ever had an economy pre-COVID, and then after COVID, we did a phenomenal job. We handed over a stock market. We would have had a depression. I believe if I wasn't president, a couple of people are saying this very strongly now, we would have had a depression like in 1929. That was a bad thing. COVID came in. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew how to handle it. We closed it down to China. Governors then made decisions whether they wanted to keep it. Actually, the Republican governors made the right decisions. The Democrat governors closed everything down. It was up to them. It wasn't up to the president.
But you focused on lower taxes and deregulation.
Right.
Tell us how that leads to job creation.
So I cut taxes more than any other president in history, more so than Ronald Reagan. We had the biggest tax cut in history. All of a sudden, and we had business incentive cuts. And they hired people at levels that they've never hired before. As an example, Apple and other companies, they had big money, billions and billions of dollars offshore outside of this country. You couldn't bring it back. There was no mechanism to bring it back. And then the tax was too high. They had to pay like 50% tax. Who's going to do that? And I made it so that they could bring the money back. I made it much simpler, and I also reduced the tax. And the billions of dollars came pouring back into our country, and they were spending the money. So here's what we're doing. We're going to get the first thing, we're going to get energy way down. Drill, baby, drill. All right?
Drill, baby, drill, baby.
Energy way down. That's going to lead to the inflation. What's killed this country more than anything in the last 3.5 years is inflation inflicted upon this country by Sleepy Joe Biden. The inflation has been a disaster in this country, and it's killed the middle class. It's killing the working class. And we're going to get inflation brought down. We have to bring prices down.
How do you do that? How do you get inflation down?
If we bring energy down, other things are going to follow.
So how many jobs do you think can be created by unlocking the energy capacity in America?
Numbers that you haven't seen before, numbers that we've never seen.
What,
We were
millions?
doing it. Yeah, millions of jobs. That's what we need. We need millions of jobs. And we need people to come into our country, too, by the way. I don't want to say we're going to close the border, but we're going to have people come in, but it's going to be people that we should have.
In a post on Truth Social, you said that seniors should not pay tax on Social Security. And of course, this made big news, but the Committee for a Responsible Budget says that that will mean increasing deficits by $1.6 to $1.8 trillion.
Because we can cut other costs. There's so much waste in our government. The other
So
thing
that's
is,
what I want to ask. Where do you get the revenue to offset that? Because it's also apparently going to advance the insolvency date of Social Security's retirement trust fund by over a year.
well, you know, one of the things good about that is that's when people will make a deal. You know that. But we're going to take care of Social Security. We're not going to do anything to hurt our seniors. There is so much cutting. There is so much waste in this government. There's so much fat in this government. I also have no tax on tips. That's a big deal.
Are you going to make that an official line item in your economic plans?
Yes.
No tax on tips?
No tax on tips. Very simple. No
But
tax.
And I had to educate myself on that too, because y'all know OK Ash, she's was in the service industry. She was a server, and she just this past year on her tax return, she had to pay taxes on her tips, and I was like, man, what, for real? She was like, yeah. I said, man. So I wasn't really, and again, I worked in the service industry for quite a while, not too long, but for quite a while, not too long, and the food industry and stuff like that. And it's very hectic, man. So salute to all my hard workers out there, man. Salute to anybody in the service industry. But when I got tips, they were always in cash and stuff. So yeah, well. But man, yeah, it's like I'm still educating myself on all this as well. But let me shut up though. Let me let Trump continue.
What about the debt? I mean, with no taxes on Social Security, no taxes on tips. I mean, when does $35 trillion in debt become an emergency?
We are going to, we were at a point, we were doing so well prior to COVID, just prior to COVID. We were going to start reducing debt, and we're going to start reducing taxes still further. I gave the biggest tax cut ever, bigger than the Reagan tax cuts. But you know what happened? It was very interesting. We took in more revenue with a smaller percentage of taxes than we did with a big percentage of taxes. And nobody understood it. I did. Some people did. But few people understood it. But when we cut taxes, we took in much more money. The country made more money. And we were getting ready to growth. We were getting ready to pay off debt.
If you would please explain to us how your economic policies that will impact the lives of American citizens differs from Kamala Harris's economic policies.
I don't have enough time. You'd have to give me like the entire day. We're going to, number one, base it very strongly on energy. We have more energy. We have more liquid gold, as I call it, under our feet than Saudi Arabia, than Russia, than anybody. We're going to be energy dominant. We're going to make a fortune. We're going to supply it all over Europe, all over the world. We're going to be double and triple what they're doing. We're going to have tremendous energy, and we're going to lower our prices of energy. Do you know people in New England, they pay some of the highest prices in the world because we don't have a pipeline, because New York won't let a pipeline go through a very poor section of New York where they need the jobs. Number one. Number two, we're going to do a tariff system. We're going to bring back our auto jobs. We're going to say to people, we don't want your cars. We're going to tariff those products, and we're going to have reciprocal tariffs. We're going to take in a fortune, but we're going to tariff those jobs. We want them to build auto plants in the United States. So right now, some of the biggest plants in the world for automobiles are being built, where? In Mexico, right on the border. And they're going to make cars and sell them into the United States. And those people in Michigan that love me and that I love and that are going to give us a victory because their auto industry won't exist in 2 years if she gets elected. China's going to make, and other countries are going to make all the cars. They're building some of the biggest auto plants. A friend of mine does that build business. I said, I want to see a great auto plant. He says, you'll have to come to Mexico. Why? because we're not building the big ones in the United States.
And you will build them here.
The biggest in the world, and we're going to have all of our people operating. And we're not going to let people come to build them in Mexico and build cars and sell them in the United States.
Won't it be more
and
expensive?
close up Michigan and South Carolina and other places.
Won't it be more expensive if you're
No,
doing
it'll
it
be
here?
no, it won't be. It'll be great. It'll be unbelievable. And by the way, when you add it all up, including the taxes and everything else, we're going to create jobs like you've never created before. If you look at auto manufacturing, it's down 64% from its high, number of jobs and everything else. But we used to be the world manufacturer, and every year it gets eaten away. And a big factor is Mexico. Mexico stole 32% of our auto manufacturing. We're going to say, you want to do that? We're putting tariffs on your cars coming in. You take those brilliant people that own these factories, they got to build in the United States, and they have to hire U.S. workers. And whether it's union or non-union, look, the United Auto Workers, I know them very well. They vote for me. They have a stupid person leading them, but they vote for me. They're going to love Donald Trump more than ever before. We're going to create in that area, the most traditional area, we're going to have more auto jobs than we've ever had. We're bringing back the automobile industry. And we're going to do that with tariffs. We're going to do that by saying we're not going to accept. You know, I put the tariffs on Chinese cars. You know that. Now, Biden wants to take the tariffs off of Chinese cars. He wants to just tax the electric car. That's not good enough. So we're going to have more auto production in the United States than we've ever had before, and it's going to happen very fast.
So this will be the first 100 days?
I'll get that done in less than 100 days. I'll get that done in the first 2 weeks.
Oh.
My thanks to President Donald Trump. Stay with us for more from President Trump coming up.
Like I tell y'all, man, this thing is getting very interesting. These next couple of days, weeks, months. These next couple of, man, I'm telling y'all, I hope y'all are ready. I hope y'all are ready. You know? And as y'all seen, we're gonna do we've I don't know if the video we're gonna be at the we're gonna post before this one, but about, you know, Kamala backing out of the debate. We're refusing the debate on Fox. And as you see, Trump is showing up, man. He is showing up, and the ticket that that so-called guy that outdid Obama, no shows. Last 3.5, 4 years failures, man. You know, but if you look at everything that was mentioned, it's really a no-brainer, man. A no-brainer. You know, common sense. But as you can see, common sense is far, far gone. In this country, man. And quite frankly, around the world, common sense. But in this country, common sense is far, far gone. But he was right, man. Way too much waste in our government. You know. But let me read some of these comments. Let me see what people are saying. This should even be a discussion. One candidate ate a bullet. Oh, here we go. And said, fight, fight, fight. The other one never won a single primary vote and kept in people, blacks in prison for labor abuse. Boy, but that is a powerful comment. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, but y'all know a lot of people don't want to hear truth, man. But hopefully we can get a debate, man. And these are some talking points that need to be mentioned. Of what's going to be done, man. The main problems and issues. You know, we don't want to hear about the stuff left up to the state. We don't want to hear about all this other nonsense in which Kamala is, you know, trying to win off of. Trying to spread more, you know, lies and this Project 2025, abortion, this, you know, the main problems and issues. You know, common sense. Common sense. But I hope we do get that debate, man. I really do hope we get that debate. But I love you guys. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life. And I will catch y'all on the next one, man. Let me know what y'all think of this. Comment down below.